Yo, alright lads, this is the Geordie Jedi here, time for my next E3 review. This game is probably the most relevant to me out of all the E3 reveals. It's FIFA 15. It's the game which I'll probably upload the most. I will be uploading other games such as Dishonored, which is coming very soon. I'll be doing, full length gameplay for that. So, what I did was I watched the IGN interview with the senior producer of FIFA effectively. I also obviously watched the E3 reveal itself of FIFA 15, although that didn't give a massive amount away. I'll put the link in the description below of the IGN video that I watched, just so you get an exact idea for what I'm talking about. Although, hopefully not much will differ between my video and theirs. First of all, what EA Sports are doing is they're bringing in what's called a live pitch, or living pitch rather, is what they've used. What happens here at the start of the game, everything will look nice and green, the pitch itself. And then what will eventually happen is as they go along, when they slide in, for example, the sliding on the ground will stay there. You can go back and see it if you really have that kind of time. The point being is, is to make the pitch exactly what it would be. Same with footsteps. Apparently every footstep will leave an imprint. So eventually, say from the kickoff it'll look, as I say, nice and green, and by the end of the 90th minute it'll look ragged. That's the general idea. I don't know if this means that not only during the match but also is on a big scale. So at kick-off in September it'll look luscious and green, the pitch will be perfect, and then by say May, I'm talking about the Premier League, other leagues, same kind of premise, and then say by May it'll look ragged right from the beginning and then get even more ragged. In real life, this was what would happen in real life. The pitch would just get resurfaced. Perhaps some clubs won't do it. Premier League clubs even won't do it. Newcastle does in particular. They love to resurface the pitch every season. So that would be nice. What they've also done is they've changed the look of the players. For example, someone like Messi, he's thin, lean, but toned. In FIFA 14, he didn't look that much different. It was only height that changed. He also had slouched shoulders like every other player. In this case, what they've done is they've changed that. They've bulked him up a little bit, made him look leaner. I'm assuming that will also mean they make people like Vincent Kompany bulkier and Yaya Toure bulkier, broader shoulders, that kind of thing. They've also changed the hair, so people such as David Luiz, Colaccini and Falcao, with people with long hair, the hair will flow, the hair will look realistic. Now what they've done in, I suppose, gameplay terms is they've brought in, which is sort of like dominant foot dribbling. For example, if ever you're dribbling, if it's someone like Lionel Messi who's left-footed, he'll dribble on his left foot. He'll make most of his movements on his left foot. He can use his right as well, but you see what I mean. And then if there's someone like me who's predominantly right-footed, again, I'll dribble on my right foot, I'll shoot on my right foot. So again, that's more realistic. It's the way it works. It doesn't much affect the overall gameplay, as in it's not going to slow you down necessarily. It'll depend on the player probably, but it's not going to slow them down. Then what they've also done is they've brought in something called possession tackling. This is something that really pissed me off in FIFA 14 and pissed off a lot of FIFA players on YouTube, or FIFA YouTubers especially, is whenever you slid in for the ball, or you even did a simple, standing tackle to take the ball, you would lose control of that ball. All you do is put a foot in there. But that's not what happens now and again in, obviously, real football. The World Cup's on right now as I'm recording this. And the point is, they'll slide in, but they'll keep possession. Maybe the guy goes over the top of the leg once they've got possession, but they'll keep possession and they'll move on. This was something that got incredibly annoying, because no matter how many tackles you put in, there was always about a 50-50 chance that you would not keep the ball, which is not what happens. So they've appeared to bring in possession tackling when you keep the ball. Another thing they've tried to do is another thing that pissed me off with FIFA 14 was the AI in particular. What the AI do is it make decisions frame by frame, but that's not necessarily what players do. In FIFA 15, what they've done is they've brought in short-term and long-term goals. For example, the long-term goal of someone like Iniesta obviously will be to get slap bang in the midfield in space and get a decent ball in to score. It'll also, however, in FIFA 14 that's not necessarily what you would do. You'd change his mind if you did something a little bit unusual, but you still might have that long-term goal. So, as I say, they've changed it, they've made it far more realistic. What they've also done is the tactics will change, but not just of yourself, but also of all the players, including the other team. For example, if a team's leading, then they'll obviously, you might put them ultra defensive, but ultra defensive wouldn't make a massive amount of difference. However, what they will do now is they will genuinely get all, say, 10, 11 players behind the ball if you put them ultra defensively. If the ultra attacking, the reverse will be true. Also, I'm assuming the goalkeeper will come out, you know, like goalkeepers do. They'll come out past the large box, so that they can, you know, obviously get the ball quicker. I mean, this will probably end up in ruins. There'll be loads of people just taking long shots and hoping to go in and really pissing people off. But it is realistic. It is what happens, and that's about it. Oh no, sorry. There's one thing, and this is something that EA Sports for some reason seem incredibly proud of. I don't see why. It's not something that's a massive deal. It is nice and it is important, but this for some reason seems to be almost their main selling point. What they've done is they've brought in emotions. The example they showed was Neymar sliding in on Samir Nasri, nicks the ball but gets a yellow card out of it. Once the tackle goes in, Samir Nasri will get up and he'll square off to Neymar. I don't know if this means that if in certain players' cases, if they get angry, they'll nut them or they'll hit them, you know, and they'll get a red or yellow card themselves. I don't know if this is the way it works. But he squares up to him. Okay, end of it. Neymar gets his yellow card, goes, oh no, what have I done? And then in the background there'll be people like Yaya Touré, you know, calling for the yellow card while all this is going on at the same time. People like Iniesta and Messi going, no, what you doing? You've given yourself a yellow card. Now, I'm not saying this is... I have somewhat understated this. It is big, a lot bigger than that, because even the fans will react in the background. But it's not a big selling point to me. It's nice to see, and it's something that, to me, shouldn't be massively difficult to do. I think it took them 2 years, for some reason, to get this kind of thing in. And I can kind of see why it is, because they've got, I think, over 600 reactions, just in general. But so, it's important and it's nice to see, but it's not a big selling point to me. I don't know why they made such a big deal out of this. Anyways, overall for FIFA 15, I'm looking forward to it, as I have been every FIFA. You know, for the first 2 months, everybody will be going mad about it, you know, it's brilliant, and then eventually you'll get bored seeing how good it is, and then you'll pick up on the bad points, whatever they might end up being. The game does look really good, in fairness to them. They seem to have changed a lot more little things rather than, you know, changing something massive like the speed overpowerment from 13 to 14, that kind of thing. I'm assuming they might have taken out the kickoff glitch, possibly. They haven't specifically mentioned it in the IGN interview, but see what I'm doing. Anyways, this has been the Geordie Jedi. Leave a like if you can, it really helps. Subscribe if you want, I'll leave that link in the description below as well. May the force be with you.